Today's review, we've got another gold top beer. This one is called Hologram. It's also, obviously, from Track Brewing. But what's it going to be like? Keep watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today, Hologram. This is the latest gold top from Track, and this is quite lovely green with gold sort of, I suppose, cream milky stuff pretending on the can. This is a gold top double IPA. We've got Citra 702, Nectaron Cryo, Eggers Special, and Rawaka. Lots of hops, 8.4%. Let's crack it open, get it in glass, and see what it's going to be like. I was a little bit disappointed with the last one I had, which was called Wonder. Wonder. I just didn't quite do it for me. I had a feeling it was too many hops, but this has got loads of hops in it as well. So I'd be interested to see whether this one is better. I mean, because usually the gold tops are really, really good. So beer in a glass. So far, so good. We've got a lovely golden colour beer. Looks thick and hazy. I'd almost say nearly three fingers, but fairly compacted head there. Looks pretty damn good in the glass, doesn't it? Yeah, there we go. Let's see what the aroma's like. Let's move this down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I mean, you're certainly picking up a lot of the sort of New Zealand stuff. The Eggers Special is like a sort of, I think it's sort of a sort of blend of other hops, but it's a sort of Rawaka, I think, heavy sort of blend. So you get a little bit of that sort of herbal, that pepperiness about it. But there's also like the undertones of sort of guava, kiwi fruit, and white grape and gooseberry. There's a real strong, grassy sort of note in there as well. So I think this one's going to be, it's going to have a hit of flavour, but let's see what it's like. Cheers, everyone. Okay, straight off, it's better than Wonder. As soon as I drank it, though, as soon as I put it to my lips and first got the flavour, I thought, this is an intense flavour. Almost to the point, there's a lot, it's a bit hot, over hoppy. And I think that's what we had a problem with the Wonder. However, mouthfeel, as you'd expect, because you've got lactose in these beers, it's smooth, it's creamy. There is almost a creamy sweetness that you feel more on the back, on the actual mouthfeel than you do in terms of flavour, if that makes any sort of sense. But there's no getting away. This is an intensely hoppy beer. But I like it. It sort of works. It sort of works in a lot of ways, but it's still a long way from being somewhat like near some of the best dippers that I've had. Certainly the Rivington Dusk Till Dawn, it was incredible double IPA. And it had everything I wanted from it. This one as well. I mean, it's very different. You've got a much softer, creamier mouthfeel. There's just a little bit of the, as I said, the almost like the creaminess and sweetness is in the mouthfeel more than the fruity sort of sweetness. And there's loads of different hops in here, but what flavours of fruit am I getting from it? I'll put it off because I'm not quite sure. The creamy sweetness is lovely. Then you get intense hoppiness. And then I'm sitting there going, what am I left with? Flavour-wise, I think it's different. It's similar now to the Wonder, because I think it's like creaminess, sweetness, intense hoppiness. Where's the grape and the gooseberry? Where's the sort of grapefruit and lemons and limes and anything like that? And I'm really struggling to find them. It is an intense hoppy flavour, but whether I've left it out. I don't. It's cool. It's not cold. I think I'm getting a little bit of gooseberry. It's not as grassy even as I thought it would be from the aroma. I think maybe if I leave it another half an hour, I'm going to get more flavour out of it. I think it's still probably too cold. It's one of those sort of beers. I mean, double IPAs, you can't drink them out of the fridge straight away. You won't get the flavour. But I find, especially now we're in spring, it's a bit warmer. Half an hour, 20 minutes is the ideal time. But I think with this one, you probably it needs to warm up a little bit more to get the best flavour. I mean, I don't even, you could almost drink this at room temperature. I love the flavour. I love the mouthfeel, the creaminess. It's an easy drinking. You don't get any of that 8.4%, even though with that intense hoppiness. But I think flavour-wise, I'm just not picking out flavours. I'm not even getting a little bit of that peppery spice from the Rawaka. There's a sort of, and I don't know whether I'm thinking, because I'm looking for it in my mind in terms of flavour. There is that slightly New Zealand flavour, the gooseberry, the grape, the melon, the kiwi fruit. That sort of flavours all mixed together. But you know, sometimes I can get a more pinpoint of flavour from an IPA or from a lower ABV beer anyway, and from a probably the gold topness. I think the lactose, it's giving this a little bit of sweetness. It's giving this creaminess, and it's losing a little bit of the sort of stuff from the hops. And what I'm getting is a hoppy flavour that is pleasant. Sometimes it can be unpleasant. It's quite pleasant, but I'm not getting those fruits. Whether that's just because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hops in here, and you've got to think that Eggers Special is going to be a number of hops. It's probably too many. Oh, it's a difficult one. I don't know. I'm having this trouble with it. It was the same with the last one that I had. The flavour, the sweetness, the mouthfeel is spot on, but it doesn't quite sing and dance, as it were. It's still, there's something missing from this beer to make it absolutely amazing. The lactose does make a big difference to this beer in terms of other double IPAs, and it makes it a pleasant experience. But what I'm not getting is unique fruit flavours that you would expect from this sort of beer. So, yeah, let's do some scores. Okay, let's get some scores in for Hologram, gold top dipper, £7.50 as well. Quite expensive, and that's always a thing that sort of not annoys me, but you know, just is in the back of my mind. Is like, I expect it to be everything from a double IPA, and it's not quite hitting the mark. I do wonder whether it's too cold. I mean, flavour-wise, there's a flavour there, but it isn't a fruity one that you would expect. So, starting with aroma, again, I'm picking up more from the aroma than I am from the flavour. There is that definitely lemongrass. There's definitely sort of a grape, and there's that sort of New Zealand mixture. There's a little bit of peppery spice in there as well from the Rawaka. You can smell all that. It smells inviting. I'm giving it I'll give it a 14 for aroma. Appearance-wise, lovely colour. It's not quite to the point. I mean, there's a bit of lacing. It's not bad. The colour's good, and because obviously it's got to have good body. So I'm going to give it a solid 8. Flavour-wise, it's difficult with flavour. I think I can only give it a 33 for flavour. The flavour that is there is pleasant. There's not hot burn. There's no alcohol burn or anything like that. There's this creamy sweetness in the mouthfeel that makes it very appealing, really, and quite moreish. So maybe actually 34 is a fair score for flavour. Value for money, I'm marking this one down. £7.50 is too much to pay for one beer, even if it's an 8.4% double IPA with lots of different hops. But if it's not quite jumping out as being up there with some of the great double IPAs, then I think it's expensive. So I'm going to give that 7 for value. And my overall experience, well, it's a really difficult beer to. I love the flavour is there, but it's just a creamy, sweet flavour. I'm not picking out enough of I'm not picking out individual flavors. I'm not really getting much in the way of a hit at the beginning and something on the back end. You get that flavor of sweetness, creaminess, hoppiness, and then it just doesn't go anywhere. You need something sharp on the back end. You need a development and complexity of flavor when you've got all these hops and you're paying this sort of money. So I'm knocking back my overall experience. It's not bad, but I'm giving it a 13 for my overall experience. I can't remember what I did for what I scored for one now. This is what happens when you do them live, you see. Right, so we'll top the scores up. We get 22. 76 out of 100. So it's a recommended beer. It's a good beer, but I'm going to be wary of buying these sort of beers again, these gold tops, because I can get really good double IPAs for £1 less that are better than this. So why would I go to it? I think a little bit hyped about these beers before. I wonder whether I had this flavour before. But if I do have another one again, I will make a point of leaving it out a bit longer. But you're getting some of that New Zealand stuff is coming through now with the creaminess. Yeah, leave it out longer. If you do get this, definitely leave it out longer. I think that I thought I left it out long enough. And I've drank it down. It's a really easy drinking 8.4% beer, which is dangerous. But 76 out of 100, it's recommended. It's getting close to the highly recommended. So it's a good beer, but £7.50. It's a little pricey. So I hope you've enjoyed this review. Please give it a thumbs up if you have. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And until the next one, you know what you do. Drink good craft beer and keep on rocking.